Try to remember that. Okay. I'm counting on you to keep me honest.
I will.
Of course you will. What are you taking, the over or the under?
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to let you know that Melissa Garrison is on now, too, and now has audio.
Who does? Marty. Okay. Call the meeting to order. Start with Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
Which stands amidst indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Susan, are you on there now, Susan?
I'm on.
Roll call, please.
Sabers.
Here.
Rice.
Here.
Dosher. McCardle.
Here.
Barrington. Barrington. Allen.
Here.
That was Barrington. Chart.
Okay, here now.
Here.
Okay, now it's here.
Okay. Smith?
Here.
Okay. The purpose of this special meeting is we have some bills that need to be paid, and in order to do that, we have to have council approval. So we'll jump right into this. Approval of consent agenda items. The items printed in consent agenda may be removed by a city council member for discussion at the beginning of formal agenda items. Is there anything you wish to remove? Okay. We'll entertain a motion.
Move approval. Second.
Motion by Mr. Rice, second by Mr. McCardle. Further discussion? Anybody out there want to address any of these? Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Sabers.
Aye.
Rice.
Aye.
Dosher.
Aye.
McCardle.
Aye.
Barrington.
Aye.
Chart.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
And Mr. Allen's not here, correct?
No, that was Marty, I think.
I think Marty is.
It was a delay.
Okay. All right, motion passed, or carries. Okay, action to approve Corn Palace Plaza parking lot closure for CASA event. This is another item that we needed to address.
Mayor?
this week. Yes.
Mayor? Can we have a public comment or a discussion here, or do you want to do that later?
Well, it's not on the agenda.
Motion to approve, request public comment, roll call. Oh, are we not having any public commentary? Can we have a discussion at some point in this?
Susan, are you talking about public comment on the consent agenda or just in general?
Just in general, just like a public commentary, I just thought that it would be nice if we had a discussion about the increase in COVID cases and maybe some possible actions.
Well, it's not listed on the agenda, so it'd be up to the council to add an item. It would just be discussion only.
Well, yeah, it would be discussion only, that's fine, but I think that it's just something that just came up today that we were discussing. So can I move to amend the agenda to include a discussion?
Okay, we have a motion to amend
Item.
to include a discussion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Sabers. Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Roll call.
Aye.
Sorry, no, roll call. Okay.
Sabers.
Aye.
Rice.
Aye.
Dosher. McCardle.
Aye.
Barrington.
Aye.
Chart.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Okay, action to approve Corn Palace Plaza parking lot closure for CASA event. This was another item, it is this weekend, I believe. And CASA would like to close the parking lot for a fundraiser that is just south of the stage, so.
On the 17th, Mayor.
Oh, 17th, I'm sorry, so a week from Saturday. Motion by Mr. Saber, second by Mr. Rice. Further discussion? All those in favor, roll call, please.
Sabers, Rice, Dosher, McCardle, Barrington, Charts,
Aye.
Smith.
Motion carries. Action to approve resolution R 2020-71 authorizing the mayor to sign a DENR solid waste management program grant. This is a grant we are trying to get for the new cell at the landfill.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. McCardle, second by Mr. Rice. Further discussion? Any of you guys out there want to talk about it? Roll call.
Right, Sabers, Rice, Dosher, McCardle, Barrington, Charts,
Aye.
Smith.
Motion carries. Okay, public commentary. Mrs. Charks, go ahead.
Okay, so, a while back, we had a discussion about what we would do in the event that we had an upsurge or a surge in COVID cases. Currently, it seems that there are a lot of people within the city, employees who have contracted the virus or who have family members who do. And I think that it might be a good idea, and I would like to just hear your opinions on two things. First of all, I think it would be a good idea for us to require masks in all public buildings. I know that we probably don't want to go as far as requiring them in all businesses, but for the city-owned businesses, if you're in the building, then a mask should be required. And I think that this is the second part of that, and I'll just say what I'm saying, and then you guys can discuss. But the second part of that is that I remember when we got rid of any of the restrictions that we had pounded out on that Monday night, one of the questions that I asked the mayor was, should we see a surge in cases, would we be able to go back to those restrictions, which were just doing things like strongly suggesting masks, requiring social distancing in bars and restaurants, those kinds of things. And the answer at that time was yes, and I'm wondering where you're standing at this point on that, Mayor, if you would consider going back to that. So those are my two discussion points.
I guess my point right now is I am not in favor of requiring masks for city buildings. That's up to you guys. We are requiring employees that are 6 feet or closer together to wear them, and if you're multiple people in a vehicle, you have to wear a mask. So that's where we're at today.
So at what point would you consider requiring masks in public, in our city-owned buildings? I'm not saying it throughout the community.
Comment?
What will it take for us to? What will it take for you to think it's worth it?
I guess anybody that wants to come into the city-owned building can wear a mask. We don't tell them they can't. I mean, it becomes personal preference.
So then for those employees who have concerns but still are required to come to work, that have and may or may not have, maybe high risk for whatever reason, or may have family members who are high risk, they're not being protected from the people around them. I mean, they can protect other people, but they're not being protected themselves from other people who may be carriers. Why would we not do that? I feel like it's I was talking to John, it's kind of like err on the side of safety and on the side of caution.
I think it's personal preference, and if you don't feel comfortable going somewhere, then don't go there. I mean, it's up to the individual to go where they want to go and not to go. I mean, we can't make...
Including work?
The negative to that would be if somebody's in their office by themselves in a city building, a worker would have to wear one working in their office.
No, I think if you're alone, no. But if you're out amongst the public or out amongst other workers, then I think that it would be something that would be beneficial. You know, and I'm not saying that it has to be forever, but, you know, right now we're on an upward trajectory, and I think that we need to do anything that we can to try and slow that spread.
I think if you're going to require
And
it,
it's-
you require it even if they're in, you know, to say, oh, you're in your office by yourself. I see a lot of problems with that. If you're going to require it, you require it.
Well, I visited with someone who works out at MTI, and that's exactly what their rule is. If you're out working with the public, but if you're in your own office, you don't have to wear a mask. If you're, I feel like that's obvious that you wouldn't have to wear a mask if you're the only person in the room. I don't think we need to complicate this at all. I don't think it needs to be a complicated matter. I think it's something that we can just make, the statement that if you are out and you are in the public or working with other individuals, you should be wearing a mask. If you're alone in your office, close the door and you don't have to have a mask on. I think that's pretty simple.
Well, they can wear the mask if they want. We require if they're 6 feet or closer with somebody, they have to wear a mask. Yes, that is what we require.
That makes sense.
But we're not requiring everybody that comes into City Hall or any other city building, the Corn Palace, that's a city building. So everybody that comes to Corn Palace doors will be wearing a mask.
Which I think would be prudent. We're embarking on hunting season, so we're going to have people coming from a lot of different places, hopefully, if the all goes well. And I just think that having that requirement would be a prudent step to take.
What would you do with the events at the Corn Palace? Referees, coaches?
600 people at the Pheasant Banquet.
There'd have to be a lot of thought into that.
Well, we can't, we've had the discussion, we can further put it on the agenda for 2 weeks, but we can't act on anything today anyway. So if you want to think about this for a day or two and let me know, we can put it on the agenda for the next meeting.
The thing that you could do, though, Bob, that's within your authority would be to require masking of employees.
I'm not going to do that. If the council wants it, the council's going to have to make it an ordinance and enact it, and I will enforce it. Anything else? We will certainly, if you want me to put it on the agenda, we'll certainly put it on the agenda.
Sure. I think it should be. I think it should be an agenda item. It's too bad we can't do something sooner than that, but sure.
Okay, we will get it on the agenda for the next meeting.
Sounds good.
All right, we're adjourned.